Today, finance ministers and officials from the Group of 7 rich democracies opened a 2-day meeting on the shores of northern Italy's scenic Lago Maggiore. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is pushing at the meeting in Stresa for more ambitious options to unlock money from some $260 billion in Russian central bank reserves, frozen in Europe and the U.S., following the February 24, 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Aid for Ukraine has become more urgent as Kiev's finances look shakier against the prospect that the conflict will last through next year and beyond, and as Russia steps up its destruction of civilian infrastructure, such as power stations. The U.S. Congress has passed legislation allowing the Biden administration to seize roughly $5 billion in Russian assets located in the U.S., but most of the funds are in Europe. Citing legal concerns, European officials have balked at outright confiscating the money and handing it to Ukraine as compensation for the destruction caused by Russia. Instead, they plan to use the interest accumulating on the assets, but that's only around $3 billion a year, about 1 month's financing needs for the Ukrainian government. Proposals include borrowing against the future interest income from the frozen assets, so that Ukraine could be given as much as $50 billion immediately. Ukraine spends almost all its tax revenue on the military and needs another $40 billion a year to continue paying pensions and the salaries of doctors, nurses, and teachers. Support from allies and a $15.4 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund was initially thought to have secured the budget for 4 years, but the prospects of an extended conflict have darkened the outlook for next year. Yellen has also called for a clear united front against China's state subsidies for manufacturing of solar panels, semiconductors, and electric cars, saying that China's production capacity exceeds the needs not only of China, but of the global economy as a whole, and threatens the existence of competing companies in both Group of 7 and developing countries. Ahead of the meeting, Yellen said that countries needed to take a common stance so that China's leaders understand that they face a wall of opposition to this strategy that they are pursuing. The finance ministers are working to set up final decisions at the summit of G7 leaders that will take place on June 13th to 15th in Fassano in southern Italy's Puglia region.